Yesterday, billionaire Republican candidate for California governor Meg Whitman clashed with her former housekeeper, Nicandra Diaz, who claims Whitman and her husband, Dr. Harsh, that's his real name, knew she was an undocumented worker but ignored it so they could employ her for low pay, long hours, and no benefits. In June 2009, Diaz asked for Whitman's help to become a legal U.S. worker. Whitman immediately fired her. But firing wasn't good enough. Diaz had to be erased Soviet style from Whitman family history.
She told me, I talked to my lawyer, and he told me we cannot do anything for you, and from now on, you don't know me, and I don't know you.
Among Diaz's claims in 2003, Whitman failed to deal with a letter from the Social Security Administration pointing out a discrepancy between Nikki's driver's license and Social Security numbers. The Whitman campaign responded.
We never received those letters. And when we hired Nikki, we used an employment agency. Nikki provided her Social Security card, a California driver's license. She filled out a 1099 because we told the employment agency we have to hire only people who are documented to work here. So we had no idea that she was not here legally.
Turns out that's what Meg Whitman looks like when she's lying. The Whitman camp bet the governorship that Diaz's lawyer, Gloria Allred, could not produce that letter. And today, they lost. Not only that, the letter included a handwritten note from the perfectly named Dr. Harsh himself.
And he wrote this little note to her on the bottom. Nikki, please check this. Thanks. He never asked her to return it to him or to Meg Whitman, both of whom had the duty, the responsibility to return this to the government.
Dr. Harsh, a name too obvious to already have been used in a Bond film, was then forced to release this statement. While I honestly do not recall receiving this letter as it was sent to me 7 years ago, I can say it is possible that I would have scratched a follow-up note on a letter like this. Here tonight, exclusively to discuss this admission from the Whitman camp, Diaz's attorney, Gloria Allred. Gloria, where do we go from here? Whitman has volunteered to take a lie detector test on this. You going to take her up on that?
You know, I don't care whether she takes one or not. I actually have heard, I don't know if it's accurate, that she later changed that to that she would take a lie detector test if Jerry Brown took a lie detector test. I think that's kind of ridiculous. If she wants to take a lie detector test, let her take it. Why is she making it a condition? And Jerry Brown is not involved in representing my client. Mike, I proved it with evidence today that she lied yesterday. Lawrence, you got it exactly right. And I mean, I even gave her a chance yesterday. I said to the press when they asked me yesterday for the letter that I told them it existed, I said, I'm not going to provide it unless Meg Whitman denies having received it. And her husband denies having received it. They did deny it unequivocally. Here's a quote from the New York Times. We never received that notification. From the Associated Press, we never received that letter or that notification. Today I held up that letter, which you just showed, Lawrence, and showed Dr. Harsh's signature on it. So obviously she lied when they said we never received it. And today they had to do a lot of backpedaling and dancing around, trying to do it and doing that old explaining thing, trying to explain away from it. But she can't get away from the fact that she lied and that she's been hypocritical in employing an undocumented worker.
Gloria, experienced criminal lawyers think of moments like this as the sanity test for their clients. And by that I mean the lawyers who consulted, who Meg Whitman consulted before making that statement, because we know in the real world she wasn't going to go out there and make a statement without talking to campaign staff, without talking to all the handlers, and without talking to lawyers. And no lawyer, not Gloria Allred or any lawyer you know in California, was going to let her go out there and deny this, given that you had already indicated that you had this proof. I mean, they wouldn't let them go out there if they just suspected you might have this proof. I mean, so what I stare at when I see her lying straight into the camera is, What exactly is her score on a sanity test in this situation?
I don't know. Maybe they underestimated the housekeeper because she's Latina, because, she doesn't speak perfect English. She does her very best. And maybe they underestimated me. I don't know. But if they did underestimate us, then they made a big mistake, because I don't say that I will produce something unless I can produce it, unless I'm willing to produce it, unless I'm able to produce it. So I also have other evidence and other information, but I'm not going to produce that either unless Meg Whitman wants to engage in more lies and denials, and then I'll have to see what we're going to produce to rebut what she might say in the future. So I think she really needs to be much more careful now, and I know she's reluctant to attack my client because she doesn't want to alienate the Latino voters. But so she's trying to use me as a punching bag. But none of that is going to deter us or deflect from the fact that she terminated my client's employment, not because she was undocumented, Lawrence. Because we believe she knew that for years. She did it because my client wanted to be legalized, and she thought at that point that she would be exposed for having employed
Gloria,
her.
I got to cut you there. Sorry, that's going to be the last word for tonight. Thank you, Gloria Allred.